Yes, the eve of the long weekend. Actually, let's not kid ourselves. Many of you have started that weekend already. You're probably into your celebrations as we speak. This is a DXB Today special, giving you a heads up of some of the things that you should be doing or could be doing over the course of the Eid al-Etihad break. And our next guest is, well, very much a man in the know. Also, when it comes to what's happening around town, very much our man around town, freelance luxury lifestyle journalist Rob Chilton has joined us on the sofa. Thanks so much indeed for being with us.
Good evening.
Appreciate your time here this evening. Happy felicitations for Eid al-Etihad. We're going to have to get our head around a new name, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm still working on that pronunciation, so yeah, I'll get there eventually.
It's a long break for many, though, as well, and I'm sure that a few people have tagged on a couple of days either side as well, and we're not that far away from the schools breaking up. So before we get into the specifics, let's have a look at the macro before the micro. What's your sort of advice to take advantage, to make the most of a long weekend like this?
Start early. I mean, you know, we've got these
7 a.m.
Well, I've got little kids, so it's more like 5 a.m. for me. But I think the sunrises here in Dubai are so lovely, and these beautiful fresh air. There's so much green space now in Dubai that wasn't here, you know, like 6-7 years ago. That's really blossomed, and I think the beach is a beautiful kind of, you know, spiritual way to start your day. Grounding. I'm all about the grounding these days. Getting my bare feet on the grass and the sand. So I think, set your alarm clocks or let your kids wake you up.
Right, exactly.
Grounding is fantastic, but let's talk luxury, yeah?
Right.
What can we do that's a little bit more fancy schmancy during the long weekend?
Well, I'm really curious about J1 Beach, which used to be La Mer.
Yeah.
Okay, it's had a big redevelopment, lots of cafes, bars, restaurants, beach clubs, and there's so much to do there that it's become a whole village, really, you know, of lifestyle and luxury. I think there's a place called Shushu, which is getting a lot of buzz right now, which is Dubai's first private members beach club. I'm surprised there hasn't been one before, actually, so I think that's a great concept. And then Gigi Rigoletto, which is fun to say. Yeah. That's the big Italian restaurant. There's also
as well.
Yeah,
so
there's a Mexican one as well.
Is there?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much.
And there's Bauli also from Cannes that's just opening there.
Yeah.
So everyone has their favourite spot already, I think. But it feels like Gigi Rigoletto has really captured that Italian kind of rustic style. Great food. There's a private beach, kids club. So I think that's going to be a place that will be packed out this weekend.
Yeah.
So Rob, I'm sure you've been to some pretty amazing places in Dubai. I want to know, what is your hidden gem?
A hidden gem?
Your hidden gem.
I get asked this question a lot, and it changes from week to week. I love the restaurant Mythos.
Yes, I know it.
You know that one?
Oh, yeah.
In JLT.
Yes.
It's a Greek restaurant. It's pretty real, you know, that the service is not kind of, you know, high-end VIP service. It's pretty kind of friendly and just normal, which I like. The food is fantastic. I recommend the meatballs, and the chips are amazing. And it's a little tucked away community place. Frankie's is also similar to that. It's in Splendor Fields above there, also in JLT.
Yeah.
Very rustic, great pizza. They get the crust just right, just the right amount of char on the crust. So Mythos and Frankie's if you want to eat out.
Nice. I've never heard about Frankie's, so I'll check that out.
Trust me,
That same. I was like, I like pizza. Why not? I'll maybe
Go
check
for
it out
Yeah.
this weekend. So we've covered a lot of the food spots around Dubai. I wanted to ask you about what's happening in the theatre, because you've got Dubai Opera as well, having Singing in the Rain coming to the UAE, which is great.
I've been whistling that tune all day. So the classic 1952 movie, the golden age of Hollywood. They've made a stage version, which has toured the world, and it's coming now to Dubai Opera. Starts tomorrow night, and it's just magical. I actually only saw the film for the first time a couple of years ago, and I was mesmerised. The music, the dancing, the colour of it, just the energy and the charisma of Gene Kelly. You don't see that in cinema these days. Exactly, you know what I mean? Yeah. So there's a huge stage show, Dubai Opera. It's running for a couple of weeks, and there's real rain.
That's what I was going to ask. They're going to have the rain as well on stage.
Might not want to be in the front row for that one. Or bring your welly boots. But I think that's going to be a huge hit. It's running for 2 weeks, so you know, get your tickets early for that one.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to hijack it. Let's talk sports. If I can, let's talk sports.
Yep.
It's a big weekend of sports here, obviously with the Dubai Sevens going
Sure.
on. I know a lot of people say, why are you not saying Dubai Rugby Sevens? Because it's not the Dubai Rugby Sevens anymore. Because you've got rugby, you've got paddle, you've got CrossFit, you've got cricket, you've got netball. So it's a sort of multi-sport event. But lest we forget as well, Rob, it's a weekend, and it's a weekend of sport. So maybe have a bit more time in your hand to watch some big games taking place over the weekend.
Funny you should mention that. Yeah, because once we've done all the culture and the arts and the restaurants and all the stuff for the kids, I'm going to be on the sofa for Liverpool versus Manchester City. Arguably the game of the season so far. It's Sunday night, 8 p.m, perfect time. I went to Bridgewater Tavern a couple of weeks ago and I thought, this is a good spot. I'm going to be here for this match, I think. It's on the canal, fresh air, beautiful garden terrace.
Yeah.
The nachos are sensational. So I think that's going to be the way I finish my National Day weekend.
You don't have to get up the following morning either. Well,
No,
potentially.
I'm a freelancer. I never have to get
I
up.
have to wake up.
In terms of the best, I guess, tea and coffee shops around, what would you say are some of your top recommendations?
Well, I'm English, so tea is my thing. So yeah, I know all the best places for tea. I think I've got my favourite places, but I've recently discovered Amongst Few. So it used to be up in Jumeirah, and I believe they closed that one down, but now they've opened a place on Al Wasl Road, just in Al Safa. And I mean, it's a great place for guys to hang out actually, because there's a barber shop upstairs, there's a sneaker store downstairs, there's vinyl records over there, there's t-shirts for sale over there, and of course, great coffee. The pastries are really, really good. I take my kids there for scrambled eggs, and they wolf it down. It feels like you're in Brooklyn. It's got that kind of
the kind of
rough,
vibe.
sort of the walls are a bit kind of
Concrete,
unfinished. Yeah.
unfinished.
My kids are always saying, "Why have they not finished the painting, Daddy?" on the wall. But it's got a really good sort of local community vibe. You see the same faces in there every day, every week. So yeah, I recommend Amongst Few. It's a good spot.
I think if someone is looking as well, because it's a long weekend that we're having over here for Eid al-Ittihad, there's something happening at Cinema Aqil.
Yeah.
well.
I mean, multiplexes, you know, all the big cinema trains are
Yes.
great. The seats are fantastic these
Yes.
days, they're like private jets. But I love Cinema Aqil
Yeah.
in Al Sakel Avenue. You mentioned Al Sakel. It's such a beautiful hub of art and culture
Yes.
and coffee.
Yes, food, coffee,
Yeah,
just
everything
walking
there.
around.
But Cinema Aqil has got a great program. It's got Arab Cinema Week. It's been going for a couple of weeks now, and it concludes this weekend.
Yeah.
And you know that's where you want to go to be inspired. You know, by
Yes.
local filmmakers from the region. There's documentaries, there's short films, there's longer full feature films, and Cinema Aqil again has that nice sort of rustic vibe to it.
Yes.
You know, the seats are a little bit higgledy-piggledy,
Yeah.
and there's a nice spirit there, and it's for people who really want to concentrate and watch a movie,
Yes.
not looking at their phones.
Exactly, true.
So I like going there. It's good.
Yeah. That's it.
Rob, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming on the show and filling us in on all the cool things to do over the long weekend and throughout December in general. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.